Are we in the midst of a flexibility competition? American Express, the large payments provider, has announced that they're going to be allowing all of their employees to work remote or wherever they want for 4 weeks out of the year. So during these 4 weeks, they can work anywhere and not have to report into an office. The move comes off the back of a company survey where it's reported that 80% of their employees told their management that they would like to be back in the office in some capacity, while still, of course, hanging on to the benefits of being able to work remote sometimes. So this is an interesting rollout from an employer brand play. From an employer brand standpoint, it's a nice blend, but there are some takeaways as practitioners that we can think about as we see a headline like this. This comes off the back, of course, we spoke about this in a prior video, PwC just a few weeks ago saying that all of their employees are going to be able to work from home or indefinitely. So you're starting to see what looks like these larger companies that are maybe more knowledge worker based and consultative having to bend to more flexibility for their workforces. And so I think everybody, and then this comes from experience from what we're seeing too, is trying to vie for that happy middle where you get what you need from employees from an in-person standpoint. Are they able to do the collaborative work, the creative work, the thinking that's required as a group, the strategy in person, while also balancing everybody's desire for more flexibility. But three takeaways from this announcement. The first, of course, is again that remote option. So people are looking for more flexibility. This has been a disruption, I'd say, driven by the lockdowns and by the shift in what people are finding important nowadays. Not everybody, of course, subscribes to wanting to go remote all the time, and that's something that organizations are going to have to deal with is looking at their own infrastructures to say, can we offer a flexible work arrangement? Does it work for our business and things? But understanding that flexible desire is way up there now with salary, with other traditional metrics as something that employees are looking for. And the second kind of breaks off from that point, which is it's important to think about whether companies can actually do this. So yes, we can look at a PwC. Yes, we can look at an Amex and say, okay, well, they can mandate that, the people have to come in a few times a week, or they can offer 4 weeks of the year to people to work anywhere they want. But is every company in a position to do this? And what does that mean from a competition standpoint as employer brands, as employers and places that people want to go work? Smaller organizations that maybe have to have everybody in-house all the time, how do you then compete with these organizations where everybody seems to be hiring at the moment? That looking at even cost structures for smaller organizations who have spent a lot of money or invested a lot of money in their offices and things, can they afford to just let that go and have those sit there at the expense of flexibility? So there's a lot to think about from an employer brand competition standpoint, a cost structure standpoint that is really illuminating when you see a headline like Amex is going to allow their employees to work wherever they want. There are definite downstream impacts when you think about companies of different sizes. And then the third one is consistency. This is a very important employer brand note, but a lot of the employer brand is built off both the candidate experience but also the employee experience. And something that I anticipate Amex is going to have to think about going forward is, can they ensure that while giving everybody 4 weeks to work wherever they want, can they ensure that everybody has a consistently high quality employee experience? Whatever their kind of financial situation is or their family situation, just making sure that there are touch points to where this initiative rolled out across an organization has the same positive impact for as many people, if not everybody, as possible. So there are important takeaways from a headline like this, but a cool employer brand tactic, a cool initiative, comes off the back again of larger firms like PwC offering widespread work from home campaigns or initiatives for themselves. So you're starting to see kind of these benefits or perk wars at the level of these companies that are massive, because they're all vying for a similar talent pool. Interesting to see, and we'll see how this plays out over the next year.